Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. The Department of Education, Innovation and Gender Relations informs the public of the commencement of the annual book bursary program for 2019, catering to infant and primary school students. This distribution and collection of books will be per district at the district offices, with the exception of districts 1 to 4. The location will be the RC Boys Infant School in Castries. Parents and guardians are asked to take note of the following. 1. All textbooks being returned are to be in proper condition. 2. The report book of the child, children, or ward should be up to date to reflect the child's progress. You must present the book list. And you must be in possession of last year's contract form if the child is continuing on in the program. There must be a letter of authorization if you are acting on behalf of someone. Members of the public are asked to note the dates the team will be at the various locations to ensure their needs are catered for. For further information and clarification, please contact the Student Welfare Officer, Education Office, District 2, Sanssouci. The telephone numbers are 468-5443 or 468-5441. A timely initiative. The launch of the Disability Assessment Project was held on Thursday. On the heels of a multi-cluster survey and the execution of Census 2020, officials are praising the timing which they say will work towards identifying the gaps as it relates to the well-being of St. Lucians. Solange Alfred reports.
The launch of the Disability Assessment Project on Thursday, 27th June at the GIS Studios was well attended by many stakeholders. Deputy Chief Economist in the Department of Economic Development, Kerry Joseph, said the project will address the issue of inclusivity by providing relevant data in regards to disabled persons, as to allow for a greater focus to be placed on those who have been marginalized.
For years, persons with disabilities have endured stigma, discrimination, exclusion, and are vulnerable to poverty despite their ability to function in enabling environments. In order to enable the full participation of persons with disabilities in the society and economy, national and regional stakeholders need reliable data to inform and strengthen their programming to adequately address the needs of this vulnerable group. Data scarcity on persons with disabilities results in their rights not usually being considered in the planning and development agenda of the country.
Sustainable Development Goal number 10 references the need for empowerment for persons with disabilities to actively participate in the social and economic development of their country. The technical assistance provided for the project is being delivered by the Caribbean Development Bank. Social analyst in the Social Sector Division of the CDB, Dr. Anicia Gill-Gids, provided insight into CDB's role as a key contributor to the project.
CDB intends to be the leading catalyst for development resources in the region, working in an efficient, responsive, and collaborative manner with our borrowing member countries and other development partners towards systemic reduction of poverty in respective countries through social and economic development. Guided by this mission, CDB's strategic objective speaks to supporting inclusive and sustainable growth and development in our borrowing member countries, BMCs for short. This implies that people-centered sustainable development is at the core of how the bank does business. Lessons employed from our country poverty assessments, of which the government of St. Lucia would have benefited, and ongoing work with country gender assessments in our borrowing member countries, have identified that persons with disabilities experience multiple overlapping challenges which negate, undercut their ability to attain sustainable livelihoods.
The hope expressed by the panel of contributors is that proper usage of the data gathered through the assessment project will provide adequate material to create change within the social sphere of St. Lucia for the betterment of persons with disabilities. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
It may come as a surprise to outsiders that the island's people are lovers of country and western. In a show of celebration for the diverse music culture the island has, the Independence Committee is looking to stage a grand independence country and western dance upstairs the Castries Market. Solange Alfred tells us more.
Country and Western lovers are being encouraged to lace up their shoes and get ready for a grand night of dance. The event, dubbed the Independence Country and Western City Dance, promises to be a fun-filled night celebrating St. Lucia's love for country music as part of the island's year-long celebration of 40 years of independence, says coordinator of the Independence 40 Committee, Buffalo Odlum.
As you know, we have embraced country and western. It's not this year, but for the past 40 to 50 years, it's now ingrained in our culture, so it's something to celebrate. As controversial as it is, the reality is St. Lucians love country and western, and some parts of the world don't understand it, but we do, and we embrace it. So we're celebrating it. So the committee is hosting the Independence Country and Western City Night Dance, and that's on Saturday the 29th of this month, June, which is tomorrow night. And we're inviting everybody, all country and western enthusiasts, all people who like the art form and the dance. We have a unique way of dancing country and western, which we see every day. Before it was restricted to the countryside. Now Castries has taken over, so it's just a craze in St. Lucia that we love country and western. So we're celebrating that, so we're expecting a big crowd.
Odlum says if the promise of a night filled with lively music and dance is not enough incentive, the committee members are also rolling out a number of great prizes for patrons.
There are big prizes. There is a mayor prize. There are trips. There are trips to Martinique. There are prizes of drinks. There are prizes of overstays and day passes at hotels and stuff. So there's a lot for the public to come out and celebrate, and there's a lot for them to gain by that because we have big prizes, especially the mayor's prize.
Despite it being a celebration of an independence nature, Odlum says no stiff dress code is implemented. He assures the focus will be on the music and dance and implores everyone to show up and show out.
We're going to have an independence theme, maybe outside. We're going to make it look St. Lucian-ish. But we're not restricting anybody to dress any particular way. You have to feel free. If you want to put a tint or stint of your national color, that's all right. But that's not a prerequisite. Everybody, you're free to just dress whatever code you feel like, however you feel like. Just come nicely dressed. But bring your dancing shoes because it's all about dancing country and western tomorrow night.
Furthermore, Odlum reaffirms the Independence 40 Committee's pledge to carry out a year-long schedule of activities to promote all things St. Lucian and raise the level of patriotism on island. The Independence Country and Western Dance will start at 8:30 p.m. on Saturday, June 29th, upstairs the Castries Market. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
It's now time for the sports news with Tennyson Glasgow.